A little over a year ago, I worked at a gas station. It was one of those 24/7 ones with a mini mart, and its motto was, literally, we never close. And I worked the evening shift between midday and midnight. Now I saw and dealt with a lot of fucked up things in that store, which just let me roll my eyes when people were doing and saying something creepy, wrong, or aggressive. Hell, if I had $1 for every time I was threatened with death, I could retire. One night I was out in the store restocking shelves when one of the creepy regulars came in and started talking to me. He was a full druggy bogan. Bogan means redneck in Australian. Think people of Walmart style. He would have been in his 50s, or the drugs had taken its toll, and he was tweaking whilst hitting on me. By this point, in working in that festering hellhole, I had just learned to deal with it. Don't ignore them, they get angry. Don't act interested, they get clingy. And sure as hell don't do anything. Do not agree to anything. He was saying some fucked up shit. Something about what he wanted to do with me. I zoned in and out of what he was saying. It wasn't uncommon for him to ramble about perverted acts and other gross things. I tell him I have to get behind the counter because my coworker needs me to make coffee for a customer. We were trained to use an actual coffee machine. None of this coffee pot stuff. He was a bit irritated but said he would talk to me later and then left the shop. After making coffee, I had to restock drinks, but the day team hadn't emptied the trolley of boxes, so I, a bit begrudgingly, took out the boxes to the big bin. This bin is located around the side of the store. There are no cameras and the people inside can't see out to it. That used to make me nervous, but I had been there longer than some of the people who had come through and was used to the environment. As I was throwing the boxes in the bin, the tweaking guy from before comes up to me and grabbed my arm. I try to play it off like he's goofing around by laughing and saying something. Hey, Fred, I know you like me, but you can't get all touchy-feely on me. The husband will get mad. Sounds like I wasn't trying much, but with people like him, it was best to remain friendly with his type. The last time someone was more firm with him, they got knocked out by his right hook, and I was the lucky girl who got to witness it and call the cops. So Tweaker tightens his grip to a painful point and says in an angry voice, I told you I was going to have my way with you. By this time, I have stopped smiling and am now scared. He shoves me against the bin and goes to unbuckle his belt when glass smashed. One of my more favorite customers was across the road at the pub and had seen him go straight for me, and knowing his reputation, wanted to make sure nothing bad was happening. And when he saw what was happening, he smashed his bottle of beer over his head. Cops were called and I didn't see him again. As for the guy who saved my ass, so to speak, I gave him free coffee for a month. As for the boxes, I refused outright to take them anymore. My coworker did instead. He traded me for cleaning the restrooms. It was around 11 at night and I had just finished working out at the gym. I went to the grocery store to pick up some food for the next couple of days. While at the grocery store, I decided to get $120 cash back, money that I owed my mom, and unbeknownst to me, as I left the grocery store, money that I came so close to losing. Instead of going straight home, I decided to go for a little drive. I just got my car not long ago, and the novelty of driving stick hasn't worn off. About a half hour of driving around the city, I decided it's about time to head home. As I passed the gas station on the edge of town, but close to my house, I decide now that it's a good time as any to pull in and fuel up. I pull in and I'm the only one at the gas station. I'm in an industrial and business part of town, the edge like I said, so there isn't much around. There's an empty lot that's without light beside the gas station. I noticed an SUV sitting there, about 100 to 200 meters away, but I don't think much of it. I get out and start pumping gas when I notice a woman come around the corner and walk straight towards me. As soon as I noticed her, a shiver ran down my spine. I instinctively locked my car when she walked towards me quickly, hands in her pocket, staring at me pretty intensely the whole time. I got in a fight with my boyfriend, and he left me here. Can you give me a ride to my mom's house? She said, casually in her raspy smoker's voice. Another chill ran down my spine as she repeated the question, word for word, almost in the same raspy voice. I have to pump gas first, I said to her, keeping my eyes on her the whole time. She walked around to the passenger side door beside me. Fuel port is on the passenger side and grabs onto the door handle. Can you lock the car? I'm cold. I've been here a while. I have to pay for gas, I said, deciding to cut the gas pumping short. I walked inside and talked to the guy behind the counter. I told him that the girl outside was kind of suspicious and I didn't know her. He just kind of shrugged it off, and I could tell he wasn't interested in getting involved, so I walked out. I figured she was high or something, but I would find a way to just get her to leave me alone. As I walked out, the SUV that I had mentioned earlier started up. I watched the driver maneuver himself so he could just drive out the exit. He stopped, engine still running. He was still like 100 meters away. Can you open the door now? I'm really cold. So many alarm bells were going off in my head already. First, she just looked sort of sketchy. She was dressed well enough, but her face was pretty rough. She was pretty covered in makeup, but it didn't hide a nasty-looking sore on her lip. Her sunken eyes were dull, bloodshot, and just dead-looking. Second, she didn't seem like a damsel in distress at all. She didn't seem upset, and she spoke without much emotion. No, that's not my problem. I need to go home, I said to her as firmly as I could. Come on, you're driving me home, right? I can't. I have to get home right now. Reaching for my phone, I realized that I left it in the car. I'm cold. I've been out here for hours. She shouts pretty angrily for someone who's asking a favor, I thought. Then I noticed her look at the SUV. I started cluing into what was going on and raised my voice a bit. That's not my problem. I'm at the driver's door now. I'm freezing. You said you'd drive me home. That's not my problem. I started to raise my voice. She started raising her. We weren't yelling, but it was getting a little heated. We went back and forth for a couple of minutes. My mind was racing. I thought about losing my car, about getting stabbed or shot, about getting robbed for the $120 I had in my wallet. I just lost it in her. Get the fuck back. You don't know who I am. Get the fuck back right now. I guess I was in a fight mode at this point. I was pretty ready to just fucking close this bitch if she tried anything. As awful as that may sound, I think I caught her off guard or something, because she stepped back right away. You better get out of here right now, then, she said. Walking backwards, I instantly felt my balls tickle sadly and climb up inside me after she said that I was out of her fight mode and into fucking flight mode. I watched her until she got a decent distance away, noticing she was walking sort of towards the SUV. I didn't watch for much longer. I hopped in my car and peeled the fuck out of there. I turned into a random subdivision, making sure I wasn't being followed. I called the cops and they said they sent a car, but there wasn't much they could do. There was no real crime committed, but I did the right thing, and she was most likely bait for some kind of robbery. I drove home as quickly as I could. And creepy, freaky lady, I hope we never, ever meet again.